I grew up in Maryland. I was a terrible student, but I think for the most part I stayed out of trouble. My father actually had a great appreciation for music. He is not a musician, but he listened to all kinds of music. We heard a lot of bluegrass when I was coming up. My dad played a lot of jazz. And he was pretty open to us listening to pretty much whatever we wanted. You know, I know that there's a lot of parents out there who when they came home with a Judas Priest tape, their mom got real mad. My parents were pretty cool about that. And I was listening to stuff like AC/DC, ZZ Top, and then I found Black Sabbath. And that was, for me, pretty influential. That affected the trajectory for the rest of my life. I started on drums. I was 16 when I started. I did not take formal lessons early on. I kind of just listened to records and tried to play along. One of those records was Black Sabbath Paranoid, side 2, namely. So that was kind of my first real favorite drummer, Bill Ward. And you know, from him I realized that, you know, although Sabbath was a very heavy band, there was a lot of intricacy and there was a lot of dynamic in Bill Ward's playing. And I heard what I thought was jazz, you know. And as a 16-year-old, that kind of blew me away, because I thought to myself, you know, how is this guy that's in this brutally heavy band listening to jazz, you know? And that really started the journey. I started digging a little bit, and I realized, you know, some of Bill Ward's favorite drummers were guys like Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich, you know. So I started listening to jazz, you know. What's that about? The Bad Brains at the 930 Club in 1989. And I knew about the Bad Brains prior to that. Dan played me his Bad Brains tapes, you know, and I was like, hey, these guys are cool, you know. But seeing that concert live changed my life. And that's when I realized I wanted to do that. I want to be like those guys. Those guys took that 930 Club and turned it into a church. Well, you know, obviously we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish. I think the main thing that keeps us going, that kept us going all along, was that when we started the band, the idea of making a career out of music was not on the agenda at all. We wanted to play good shows. We wanted to make good recordings. We figured if we could play at the 930 Club where Bad Brains played, we made it. You know, that was great. And we were able to do that. And then we said, okay, well, it would be awesome if we can go on tour. And then we started doing that. And from there, it just went on and on. But the idea to make money at it was not part of the equation early on. And I think because of that reason, we still focus on the music to this day. You know, I mean, we're getting ready to write a new record, and we're talking about riffs and stuff that we like. And so, you know, it doesn't end. I think probably one of the ones that left the biggest impression on us was being able to open for Sepultura on the Chaos AD tour. And that we were super excited because we were on the bill because Igor and Max heard Transnational Speedway League and they liked it and they wanted us to be part of this tour. We were not worth a lot of tickets back then, obviously, and so we were pretty honored to be on the bill to begin with. And then to see that band play live every night was super inspiring. We had the opportunity to play for a lot of people. We made a lot of fans on that tour. Those guys were great to us. And that, in a lot of ways, that kind of set the standard as to, like, you know, how do we want to be a band, you know? We learned a lot from those guys.